Record of Ragnarok, round 9 has ended. The fight between Leonidas and Apollo is now over and we have a winner. I'll go over everything in today's video as always, but first, most importantly, what was the conclusion? Pretty much it went like this. Apollo with his insane power was able to, it looks like, punch through Leonidas' volume, his shield, directly into Leonidas himself and actually claim victory. Therefore, Apollo was the winner for round 9, putting the gods ahead in the overall scores, 5 wins to 4. The ending has been revealed. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know down below. Personally, I'm glad with this outcome. Apollo throughout recent chapters has turned out to be one of the most likable characters in the entire series. Leonidas was cool as well. I would have to say it was a fairly short fight as a whole. The shortest, I believe, equal with the likes of Lubu vs 4. However, considering some other stuff I'm going to talk about in today's video later on, the climax of the fight was absolute peak. Before I continue, if you need chapter links, they're always posted in the Discord, free to join, or if you just want to talk more about the chapter as a whole, or just any other fighting manga I talk about on the channel, consider joining. But let's go over all the insanity that occurred throughout this chapter. We finally got it, something I've mentioned in pretty much every review since this fight began. Apollo using his bow, and we get to see it in this panel here. And let me tell you, the bow is absolutely huge, and he does look quite badass with it. On top of that, it looks like he's able to absolutely blitz Leonidas when he's using his bow, as shown with this panel here, landing various shots, doing pretty considerable damage. And then something else even more insane actually occurs. We see Apollo summon this thing on screen now. No idea what it actually is, but according to the leaker here, this is something known as the Moon Shadow of Artemis, connecting to also Apollo pulling out his bow, and something Zeus claims Apollo hasn't used since that big crazy battle against the older gods where Zeus defeated his father, all that stuff. We got this panel leaked when I was recording today's video. Apollo did in fact punch through Leonidas' volume directly into Leonidas to actually win the fight. However, we also got various exchanges of Leonidas actually fighting back against Apollo, having a similar thing occur to what actually Apollo did to Leonidas in the previous panels, looking like it actually destroyed one of Apollo's arms. Was this Leonidas actually deflecting Apollo's attack back at him, or was he unleashing his own range-like attack? Can't wait to see when the full chapter comes out. Something else to also mention is when Leonidas was actually defeated, this is his face in the final moments, the huge smile, something we haven't really seen from him since the fight actually begun. Perhaps this was Leonidas actually understanding that Apollo wasn't at fault for, all the stuff that happened to him and of course the Spartans, how was people misinterpreting what was going on. That would be pretty cool, as that was pretty much just a misunderstanding as a whole. Apollo as well, out of most of the gods we've seen so far, seems to be pretty good. When he was first introduced, it was more so displayed that he was neutral regarding the destruction of the humans. But with everything considered in his flashback, I get the sense that he's more so on humanity surviving. And considering Leonidas' reaction here, I think Apollo is a god that, when it comes to the future of the story, will be on the side of the humans potentially, or letting them survive thanks to his battle against Leonidas here. Some more information about the bow and arrow from the leaker as well. Apparently, it's actually the fastest attack, or one of the fastest attacks in the entire series. The leaker claims that it states that Apollo's arrows travel at the speed of light, and Hermes describes it as the fastest strike in the heavens. Does this mean it's faster than, of course, Zeus's fist that surpassed time? Of course, that's a little bit iffy considering how that technique actually works, but having confirmation for a light speed attack is pretty cool. We also kind of get confirmation here that Leonidas actually forced the attack to bounce back and hit Apollo, as we got to see in these panels I showed before. So it wasn't Leonidas actually unleashing his own move, it was him bouncing the attack back, showing the insane defensive might, and this probably resulted in Apollo needing to go close quarters and use his strength when it comes to his strikes to break through it, or maybe he weakened it down, then continue the fight. But as a whole, it looks like this was an insane ending and of course a crazy fight. Stay tuned for more videos breaking down various aspects, subscribe for more, check out the other stuff in the description, and shout out to these Patreon mad lads.